I want to talk about a 10-step plan for calming down when you're triggered. This is especially for people on the autism spectrum, although it might be good information for neurotypical spouses. You wouldn't necessarily have to do all 10, but if you do some of this stuff, I'm very confident that you will be able to calm down when you're triggered, right? Heat of the moment, you're already in it. The bullet's already left the gun, so what am I going to do? We're talking about intervention now. So the first thing you want to do is to recognize the trigger. You want to start by taking a moment to identify what specifically set off your emotional reaction. Was it a particular comment, a feeling of being overwhelmed, a reminder of a past experience? And so by pinpointing the exact trigger, you can better understand your emotional response and prepare to address it. Okay, so recognize the trigger, number one. Second thing, pause and breathe, pause and breathe. I use this one numerous times throughout the day, not because I'm necessarily triggered, but because I want to stay grounded. So when you feel the tension rising, you can at least take a brief pause. So begin by a breathing exercise. I would say inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for another count of 4. Exhale through your mouth for a count of 4. And so here you're going to focus solely on your breath during this time, and you're going to repeat this cycle several times until you begin to feel decompressed a bit. So 2, pause and breathe. 3 is ground yourself. Talking about grounding here. Reconnect with the present moment is going to be a primary form of grounding. Instead of having guilt, regret about the past, worry about the future, focus on being here now. And this could involve engaging all 5 senses to anchor you back to your surroundings. For example, you could look around and name 5 objects that you can see. You could feel the texture of something nearby. Listen to 3 distinct sounds. Notice 2 different smells in the room. Take a sip of water, a little bite of food, something like that. And this sensory engagement in the present moment fosters mindfulness. And so that's what I'm referring to when I say ground. Number 4, positive affirmations. Remind yourself of your strength and resilience by repeating whatever positive affirmations that you believe. A positive affirmation is not worth a shit unless you actually believe it. So I'm not going to give you some examples of affirmations because I don't know what's believable to you and what's not. One that might come to mind, if I have to come up with an example, would be, I can navigate through this feeling. Okay? If that's an affirmation that you believe, that's just one example of hundreds, then use it. Number 5, take a break. So if it's feasible, step away from the situation that triggered you, even if it's just for a few minutes. I'd be leaving, going to the other part of the house, or leaving the office and going out in the parking lot, walking around, whatever it is. I think a short walk outside would be ideal. So take a break, leave, physically move to some other spot. 6, engage in physical activity. One of my favorite things to do, and so easy to do, is just do some body squats. Just up, down, up, down, up, down. You can do wide stance, close stance, shoulder width. And I just try to do 30 seconds approximately. And that's about 25 reps up and down. And I will do that as fast as I can. So it kind of gives me a little bit of a HIIT exercise, high intensity interval training. So engage in some kind of physical activity. This assumes that you can take a break or take a pause while you're in the middle of the trigger. Another thing you can do is a little bit of a mini meditation. So you could take a few minutes to focus on, for example, a waterfall. You could take a few minutes to focus on the beach. Pretend that your bare feet are on the sand, the water's washing up. You could focus on pretending that you're flying around in the clouds. You could pretend that you're walking in the park. So this is a visualization piece. Number 8, connect with somebody. Could be your spouse, friend, coworker. You might be able to connect with someone and they would be willing to listen to your dilemma in the moment without being judgmental or offering advice. You could say to the person, I'm not asking you to do anything with this. I just need to tell you what's going on because somehow just telling you what's going on with this other situation or other person is kind of a relief to me. And you have to trust this person. And hopefully they would say, yeah, that's fine. And they would listen and provide you with just a listening ear. I would also suggest, unless it's too much of a hassle, to carry a little journal around with you. Little pocket-sized thing. It could be a little notebook that has paper that's no bigger than this. You can have it in your shirt pocket. and a pen, and you're in the middle of a hard event. You pull out your little notepad. Okay, this is what happened. These are the thoughts that I have about it. This is how I'm feeling right now. And this is what I would like to do. And if this situation ever comes up again, in the way of some kind of a reframing the problem or some other type of intervention strategy, take 1 minute. Small notepad, pen, write down what you're thinking, feeling, and what you're anxietizing about, what you want to do in the future if this incident ever comes about again. And the last thing to do, and it's going to be hard to do number 10 when you're in the middle of a trigger. This might be something you would want to do after you've decompressed. And I'm going to call number 10 reflect and learn. So once you are no longer triggered and you're somewhat decompressed and you're feeling a little more composed, it would be a good time to reflect on the experience. And now I'm going to go back to the journal again, a little pocket-sized journal. I want you to ask yourself, what lessons can I draw from this situation? What coping strategies worked well? What coping strategy did I use that was very dysfunctional? What can I do differently next time? And so this reflection, and I would write it down, make it part of your journal, not only helps build resilience, but it also kind of equips you with tools to better manage future triggers. So there you go, guys. I hope that's helpful. Hey guys, this is Mark. I'm taking on some new clients. There's my email address right there. I do have about a 4-week waiting period. So if you'll email me, I'll put you on my waiting list. And in approximately 4 weeks from today, we'll be able to meet face-to-face using Zoom or Skype. And we can talk about the relationship difficulties you're having in your neurodiverse marriage where one person is autistic, the other one is not. And we will come up with some preliminary intervention strategies to do some marital conflict repair. So feel free to email me and we'll get started soon. I've been working with people online for 25 plus years. So I've been around the block a time or two, and so I look forward to hearing from you. Hey guys, this is Mark. Click on the join button underneath any of my videos, then click on members only videos, and then click on join. And for $9.99 a month, you'll have access to members only videos, which are excerpts from previous workshops I've conducted for NT partners, ASD partners, and the neurodiverse couple. New videos will be uploaded weekly.